Hi, and welcome to Think It, Believe It, and Achieve It. This is Chande Langworthy, and I am always so excited to bring to you Think It, Believe It, and Achieve It. This is the show where you will find motivation, inspiration, and encouragement to becoming the best version of yourself. Now today I have a fantastic show. I have two special guests. You're not going to want to miss this segment. And especially if you have a preschooler. We have the director from Duchenne Preschool Academy here with us today, Sara Wachter, and also the director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. We have Dorothy Johnson. Please help me give them a warm and a round welcome to our show, Think It, Believe It, and Achieve It. Now, we're going to start with Sara right now. Sara is the director of Duchenne Preschool, and she has been there for 22 years. And actually, you started the program, the preschool program, from what I understand, correct?
Yes, I started in 1998, and I'm a Duchenne alum, and I knew I'd come home, and I can't imagine being anywhere else. And so I've been at Duchenne for 22 years, and I absolutely love it.
I feel that energy, and it's so honored to have you here because Duchenne is one of the most prestigious schools. I understand you have a high school too, right? But yes. Right now we're going to be focusing on the preschool. So you parents out there, if you have a preschooler, we're going to be answering some great questions for you viewing the show today from the Duchenne Academy. And then we have Dorothy Johnson, excuse me, we have Dorothy Johnson who will give you more of the information about diversity, inclusion, and all that entails within the school and how they're bringing more diversity into the school. So let's start here again with you, Dorothy.
Yes.
Now, you are new to Duchenne, correct?
Yes, that is correct. I started this position in early November. So I've just been in the role 2 months, brand new job description. After the media and news events throughout the summer with George Floyd, the Duchenne board members, a lot of folks called for this position to be added to support the students, to support the teachers, also to support community partners, our alumni, and a variety of tasks that I've been getting into.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And so you support student advocacy and community engagement.
Yes.
Now, what does that look like for you when you are speaking with, do you speak with the parents? Do you speak with, who do you communicate with in your role mostly? Who?
Yes, so in my role, I've identified 3 different customers. So of course, my first priority is my students, making sure that they are supported, and that's traditional students, traditional Duchenne students, or non-traditional, whether they come from diverse backgrounds, diverse social economic statuses, if they have educational disabilities, if they have physical disabilities. It is my job to work closely with them, not only to advocate for them, but to empower them to advocate for themselves. Also
Absolutely.
To connect to their community, whether that be the Duchenne community, whether that be the Omaha community, but connection, collaboration, communication, those are some of my strong suits. So
that's wonderful.
I try to operate in my power.
Oh, you are doing a wonderful job, and I really appreciate that Duchenne has looked at it on a bigger scale.
Yes.
And to include, other ethnic backgrounds, because this is something that I think as a society we really need to look at and focus our attention to being more diverse.
Yes.
And
yes.
So Sara, now some of the goals with Duchenne here is the love of God, love to learn, help the needy, share and cooperate, learn right from wrong. What inspired these goals? What inspired these goals, and how does it connect with the students?
These goals are not just Duchenne Preschool alone. Duchenne is a school that was founded by the Society of the Sacred Heart, that order of nuns, And we have 21 schools in the United States, and we're in 55 countries worldwide.
Oh, wow.
These are the same 5 goals all around the world. And they are the foundation of everything we do. So that love of God is just about God loves you and we love God. That's how we treat one another. That's how we learn our social skills. And it's not about what religion you are, it's about a love of God. And then loving to learn is really about the process. It's not so much about the product, the end product. We want them to be passionate about learning, to take risks, and to really embrace all aspects of learning and stretch themselves.
Absolutely.
And yeah, and then the service component is just incredible. The projects we do with the preschoolers are ones that they actually can do themselves. So we're just starting a project for Lolo's Angels where we're collecting a specific list of toys for Children's Hospital to replenish what they need. And then the building community is the whole aspect of, I have to do what's best for the whole group right now. I can't always do just what I want. And so it's building community as a Christian value. And then the last is learning right from wrong, giving them the freedom to make choices and to support them if they make mistakes. That's what we want them to learn to do. It's okay to make mistakes.
Right. Oh,
that's how
I
we
know.
learn.
I
Isn't it
love
great?
that. I love
and
that.
this has been my experience at Duchenne, and I've only been there a short amount of time, but the amount of love at Duchenne, the amount of passion, the 5 goals show up all day long in my conversations, in our strategic meetings. So it really gives us a great foundation to build on with students, with parents, with each other.
Yes, those goals, they're not just something that we learn. We're called to live them.
Yes.
Those 5 goals are what I use as a framework when I'm hiring teachers.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to believe in what we stand for. As a matter of fact, even our campus is built around the 5 goals. So even our courtyard has 5 sidewalks that go out to the Sacred Heart, and all.
Oh, wow.
The entire school is founded on those 5 goals.
That's absolutely amazing, and I really like that. And what I really, really like about the goals and that foundation is that you're teaching the children at a very vulnerable age, and that age of vulnerability of what you're teaching them is going to be the foundation that they will live by, throughout their lives, because they're sponges at this age.
Right.
So that's really great.
It's a great place.
It sounds
It's a
like the
great
energy
place
there
to
is
be.
just really
Yes,
phenomenal.
you have to come out. You have to
I
do
will. I will.
It really is a foundation for life.
That's
It's
what it
so
really
much
feels
more
like.
than an academic education, and a huge part of my job is educating parents and empowering parents. Parents,
Right.
these little children didn't come with a manual of how they work.
Yep,
And
support.
so after all these years of working with little children, that's hugely important. Parents just want to do what's best for their children, but they just don't know what to do
What to
sometimes.
do. Exactly. And then to bring them into an environment that's loving, that's caring, that shows that you matter,
Yes.
and that you care enough. To care enough is so important, because a lot of times we just don't feel the love, and then we get,
And I think that's the Duchenne difference.
Yeah.
The level of charism that I've received just in my short time with Sara. She is so knowledgeable. She's so passionate. She's so caring. She comes early. She leaves late. Like, she
that's
really
amazing.
we call each other. We run this by. She does an exceptional job. She really does.
When
She
the
really
Sisters
does.
of the Sacred Heart founded the society in 1800 in France, they were called Mother. So Mother Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Mother Ryan, Mother Wachter. And that's because their whole philosophy is that we are to love these children unconditionally as a mother loves a child. And so they were not called sister, they were called mother, and that's their mission.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, let me ask you, so I can already feel and see how Duchenne sets apart from many schools, preschools, and I can feel the uniqueness, especially when you incorporate, love, care, God. I can already see that is a unique connection to the school. So let me ask you, when you're hiring the staff, and you were just talking about, they have to have a passion, how do you feel about the diversity of the passion when you're bringing in other ethnic backgrounds? Like, Is that something you cover?
Absolutely.
Because that's,
Absolutely. We want these children to see people that look like them. So we have a, it's not a large staff because it's a preschool. We have a staff, well, it's pretty big, it's 20.
okay, that's pretty big.
But we do have diversity on our staff. We have our Spanish, so we have 5 specialist teachers in addition to everything we do in the classroom. So the children go to art class, music class, PE, Spanish class, and computer class.
Oh, wow.
So our Spanish teacher is from Colombia, and she speaks Spanish with them probably 75% of the time.
Oh, wow.
And they just understand and follow along. And then, of course, they're
Yes.
going to learn a little vocabulary. They're going to learn the culture. We have a teacher who is Asian. We have a teacher who's African American. So we're trying to hire people that reflect the diversity of our world, people that all children will see themselves in.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I am really
Yes.
just amazed at how great of, you can feel the, I'll say it like this, you can feel the prestigiousness just in this conversation.
Yes,
and
it's
how-
legacy. It's legacy.
You can
Duchenne has
act-
been around for a long time. The Sacred Heart Network has been around for a very long time. So what I think makes Duchenne different is the legacy factor. And then with diversity, the preschool actually houses our most diverse staff.
Okay.
So that's where students will see the most diversity at Duchenne. So really inviting place, and we're here today to really get the word out there that we want students, we want families to reach out to us and get involved. We want to bridge the gap between Duchenne and the community, and Duchenne is actually located in the community
Yes.
on
Okay.
36th and Bird. So we're
Okay.
right in the neighborhood. So give us a call.
So really, it is really important to get all ethnic, no matter what your race, your creed, none of that matters.
Exactly.
We're looking to build a continued legacy
Yes.
of love and gratefulness and
Yes.
right from wrong and
Yes.
giving them that real foundation that in your typical school, that's not really what they're standing for. So you're not only standing for education,
Yes.
but you're standing for a diversity of all facets of life.
Right. As a matter of fact, the preschool every year ends up with children from between 20 and 22 different zip codes. So they're not just one group. We have been as far away as McClellan, Iowa, and Valley, and we have North Omaha, South Omaha, our Duchenne neighborhood, Gretna, Papillion. Everyone's sacrificing something to have their child there. Either they're sacrificing to pay tuition, they're changing their work schedule to meet the hours, because we are primarily school. We offer care before school and after school.
Okay.
So our hours are 7:30 to 5:30.
Okay.
But some parents have to change their work schedule. They're enlisting the help of grandparents, aunts and uncles to do the transportation or maybe help financially. But everybody's sacrificing something to be there because they want what we have to offer. And I think one of the key components of the quality of the education, both socially, academically, physically, spiritually, is that we keep the ratio small. So in the state of Nebraska, if you have a group of 3-year-olds in our what we call our nursery class, the ratio is 1 to 10. Okay, we have 3 teachers in that room. That means we'd have 30 3-year-olds with 3
wow.
teachers. We only allow a ratio of 1 to 6. So instead of 30, we're only going to allow 18.
Okay. That's
That
great.
right there
Yes.
is the most important difference. Then you can reach the emotional needs of the children. You can teach social skills rather than reacting to behavior issues. And that is what is so critical today, is that one-to-one interaction with children. That's how they know they're loved.
Right,
Yes.
that's true.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you about, because with diversity, you want to keep things like racism and things like that out of the school. Have you ever experienced a parent, a child, or someone that didn't really resonate with some of the rules that, or some of the, not rules?
No, we have never
never.
had an issue, and we
Okay.
have had children of all different races. Diversity is not always something you can see.
Okay.
Right.
Diversity can be
Right.
income, it can be religious
Right.
belief.
It can- right.
And from the inception, the Sacred Heart have been an inclusive group. And when parents tour, they see that diversity. We've
Okay.
had children from 2 mommy families, 2 daddy families, everyone is loved, welcomed, respected.
Yes.
Oh, that's really important.
Yes.
Because I think when you start putting restrictions of, oh, well, you can do this, you can't do that, you can't, then, you know, that sends a mixed message to the child, because my parents are different than yours, or my income is different than yours. And I think once we get away from all those stigmatisms, we can move forward in really learning to love each other. And then comes, you know, the education.
Yes.
But I think we have to learn to at least love each other first
Yes.
and care enough to care enough.
And the parents have really enjoyed the
Yes.
diversity. Omaha is not neighborhood diverse.
Okay.
So we have black neighborhoods, white neighborhoods, Hispanic neighborhoods.
Right.
And so one of the parents one time said, you know, by going to the birthday parties of some of these children,
Yes.
we've been in neighborhoods that we would never have been in.
They
Okay.
also volunteer. The parents
Yes,
volunteer.
this year they couldn't because of
Yes,
COVID, but they
COVID.
do come into the
Yes,
classroom
so
and
it's a
spend
collaborative
time.
effort, so students get to experience diversity through someone else's family.
And that is really amazing.
Important representation really matters.
And so how is it when the children, because it's co-ed, right?
Right, for the preschool it's co-ed.
For the preschool it's co-ed. So how do the children connect together with being co-ed? Is that like, are they okay with that?
Oh,
or-
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And, you know, some people think that children are colorblind, and they're not. They see color very much. They're color accepting.
Yes.
And so we talk
Open.
about the different skin tones. And it's so interesting when we've always, for 22 years, had construction paper for projects that was skin tone, and that's what they sell it as. So it's a variety of all tones of skin tones. And whenever we do self-portraits or we do
Yes.
anything, we let the children choose the color they want for themselves or for the person they're making. And so much of the time, it doesn't correspond to what they are.
Oh, wow, that's really great.
Yes, it's great.
So what would you say the ratio of your students as it falls into the ethnic percentile, like you are predominantly
Right. We have about 18% minority.
about 18%. So what is your goal, let's say over this year or next year, because we're already halfway through the year. So what is your goal to bring the diversity or the minority levels up?
We would love to increase the diversity in the student population and in the teacher population. And I think one of the things that we struggle with is how to get the word out that
Okay.
Duchenne is there.
Okay.
Duchenne has financial aid. Duchenne is here to support all families.
Okay.
And we're not like a high school that can go to the grade schools and recruit.
Yes.
Right.
Short of sitting outside a labor and delivery room, I can't get to parents who have
Yeah.
young
Okay.
children.
It's really
So-
word to mouth as well. So
Okay.
we are doing engagements, events, and things like that in the community. We are working with local churches, churches with different ethnic backgrounds, things like
Okay.
that, really getting the word out there. And that's honestly why we're here today, because we
Okay.
want you all to call us. We want you all to reach out regarding scholarships. We want to build the relationship with the community.
Right.
So this is why we want to come here.
And so then exactly, so at the end of the show, we'll get your information so that at the end of the show, it can run and everyone can have
Yes.
a contact
Excellent.
of who to call,
Right.
email, phone, or whatever like that, so that
Excellent,
the word
excellent.
will get out. And I am so grateful to have you guys.
Thank
And
you.
It's so amazing to even find out that you actually started,
Oh, yes.
built the preschool
Oh, yes.
from the ground,
Oh, yes.
zero, all the way 22 years later.
She's
This is my
incredible.
baby. This
She's
is what I
incredible.
gave birth to, but I certainly didn't do it alone.
Okay.
Because we have a network of schools in the United States, Duchenne sent me to 2 of the schools to observe there because they had outstanding preschool programs.
Yes.
So I did have a tremendous support system built
Yes.
in. And when
Yes.
you're part of something that's bigger than yourself, you're part of a network, you have resources all
Yes.
over the country,
Yes.
all over the world. My
That's
sister is a Sacred Heart nun, and she runs our school in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And she's been able to share ideas from there and from the other schools. She was in San Francisco for a long time, and
Yes.
New
Okay.
Orleans.
Community. community.
It's something so big, so much bigger than yourself.
Yes.
That's the thing, is when you
Yes.
can connect to something more bigger than you, that's bigger than you know you are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Now, what is it like because of COVID? What is the climate like with the preschoolers? What does that look like?
We have been extraordinarily blessed. We
Yes.
have had children there 5 days a week, every day, all year. And these little ones, we do a temperature check before they come in the building.
Okay.
And then the parents sent in the masks, and we keep all of their masks hanging on a little hook in the hallway. We wash them for the parents, we refill their bags. The
Yes.
parents don't have to mess with those masks at all. The children are champs about wearing them. They don't care at all.
Oh, this sounds
So
so.
we
a great
put their
place.
little mask on,
It is such a
and
great
we invested in air scrubber machines from an HVAC company that are in every room, and those not only do they circulate the air and disinfect during the day, but at night we set them to a mode that disinfects every surface and all of the air, as well as sanitizing throughout the day, all those
Yes.
high-touch surfaces.
Yes.
We do a little social distancing when we can, and then the kiddos get a break from the masks. So when
Okay.
we have snack time, if they stay for lunch, when we go outside, they don't have to keep their masks on. But they're so much better than all of us adults are about
Right,
them.
I was going to
I
say
need to be
the
better.
adults.
I need to be better.
That's the word. So, what would you say? What would be one thing that you would say about Duchenne that really touches your heart? Like, what really resonate with you as it relates to Duchenne?
All are welcome.
All are welcome.
All
That's-
faith backgrounds, all
Yep.
social and economic backgrounds, cultural backgrounds. We
So
want,
it doesn't
we want a little bit of
matter
everybody.
what your income is. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. It doesn't matter what your
Religion is, yeah.
religion, anything. And that's really great because I remember, sometimes in schools, I always would wonder, I've heard children say, well, this teacher doesn't like me. And I always wonder, well, how can you really know if a teacher likes you or not?
I
Now,
will say, in my experience, Duchenne has been incredible. And I'm a little bit newer to this than
Right.
Sarah, but I've been here a short time. And I'm telling you, you can feel
the love.
the love.
You can
love
feel-
is the mission.
Yes, it is.
At Duchenne.
And that is
love
really
is the
wonderful.
mission, and we mean it. I mean it with being authentic, being genuine. And when you come in,
you feel
the
it.
difference.
You'll feel it.
Yeah.
Because
Feel
it's
the
really,
difference.
you would want your teacher or your whoever is teaching you, you want them to like you, but reality is they're really here to help you learn.
Now, I want you to
something.
love my
But
student. Love my
mean,
student.
when you come into a space, you want to feel the love. And the worst thing to hear is a child tell their parent that the teacher doesn't like me. I've heard that so many
No,
times.
we are loving,
so,
loving.
it really feels good. I mean, I can
Yes.
feel that energy that
Thank you.
there is a lot of love that's coming out of
That's
this
right.
school.
And when you keep those ratios low, you have the chance
The
to get to
time.
know every child. So it's not just we love you as a child. I know a lot about you. I know what's important to you. I know what hurts your feelings.
Right.
And you can
That's-
really embrace that child where they are. That's part of what we've been since it was started. And when
Right.
they were called mothers, you love this child unconditionally, like a mother loves a child.
You have
So-
sold me on this
Isn't it?
school. I'm
She-
just
listen.
like, I mean, you can feel it like, you can really feel that, oh,
It's something intangible that people,
Yes.
once they've started at Duchenne,
Yes.
they say, now I get it.
Ah.
The parents feel it, the children feel it. So if you're interested in Duchenne, please get a hold of me. I'll give you a personal tour
Yes.
any day of the week. We've got to make an appointment.
Yes.
Okay, so we will list all of your information on the show at the end of the show, the name, the contact information, the address and everything like that, because I am sold and I really wish I had a child
Yes.
to enroll.
My child, she'll be going next fall.
Okay.
So when I got this opportunity, I said, hey, it's been a pandemic. I have children. Child care is probably my biggest concern. They said, bring her on.
Oh, that's excellent.
They say bring her on.
That's excellent.
And I'm telling you, Sara works with scholarships. She works with working out volunteer time. She's hands-on. She's dialed in, and that's the difference. That high level of service, intimate relationship. It matters. It matters. Diversity matters. Love matters, and love is the mission.
You're amazing, Dorothy.
Thank you. Thank you.
She is. We are blessed to have her. And you know, we started thinking about this position even before last summer.
Okay.
We've wanted diversity, equity, and inclusion position for years, but that was a catalyst that said we've got to make it happen.
Well, you have a great diversity, equity, and inclusion person here, Dorothy
Absolutely.
Johnson. Thank you so much
I'm
for
happy to be
joining
here.
us. And Sara, you have been phenomenal. Just speaking with you, I feel
Well, it's
your
a
love
pleasure
and your
to be
energy.
here.
And I would hope that one day, you know, soon, that you will come back and we can talk more
let's follow
about
up. Let's follow
Duchenne
up.
and
Yes.
the high school as
Yes.
well.
Absolutely.
So I really thank you ladies for being here, joining me on Think It, Believe It, and Achieve It. Again, this is the show where you'll find motivation, inspiration, and encouragement to becoming the best version of yourself. Please join me on my next segment where we'll be talking about more things to bring you to understand your biography, where you are, and the things that moves you to get you from where you are to where you want to be in life. Thanks again for joining me on Think It, Believe It, and Achieve It. Until next time. Thank you.
Right.
Okay, wonderful.
Yay.